Hello, everybody. I wanted to do a Star Trek Starfleet Academy video, episode 6, I believe it was. And yeah, it was kind of like a talky episode. Like it did a lot of like drama type stuff, not a lot of action. Um, all the kids or all the cadets, shall I say? I think they were like in their early 20s or so. They were all like heading out to their families and where they got to go. But Caleb doesn't have a family at this point. His mom is in prison somewhere I don't know. So basically, he was left alone. So he thought, but that girl with the two things over her eyes, I forgot her name, she was on board and she had an ulterior motive going into this. They all had some kind of ulterior motive or what they wanted to do. The guy that can change into like a fish kind of gills guy. He got kidnapped, so it seemed, but it turned out that his family does that. It's like tradition on their planet, and it it was to so he could get married. Uh, Apparently to a queen. He's gonna marry royalty and become royalty. But the Klingon guy didn't know that, and he followed him in, and I think every character kind of learned something with each one of their adventures. I think those are the two main storylines that they did. Caleb and the girl with the I think she's an alien. She's got weird things over her eyes, um, blonde hair. Um, they all had like something, a story they had to tell with what was going on, and with that girl, she wanted to break into the bridge of the ship so she can get her records um, for her Starfleet Academy, so because she fudged them, so to speak, so that she doesn't want to mess up. She wants to stay in Starfleet Academy, and um, she tricked Caleb into helping her. And we find out that the other guy, the guy that was getting married on the other planet, on a water planet, but it was actually on their moon, a dry moon or something. Um, it was like a desert almost. They I think the storyline with him is that he's gay, and that's his whole thing, and he likes the Klingon guy. I think there's gonna definitely be some storylines with that, and I also think Caleb and the girl he was with are gonna eventually. I think it could be like some kind of a thing with them, even though he's dating the girl who's like psychic or whatever. I don't know if I don't know what kind of alien she is, but so anyway, I thought it was a pretty good episode, and I especially liked the exposition and the story and the storytelling aspect of it, rather than action sci-fi elements heavily into it. And I thought, and it wasn't relying heavily on comedy or sci-fi or action, more so on story and writing, and I thought it was a super strong episode in that regard. I wouldn't say it was my favorite of the season. I think last week's with Paul Giamatti was just spectacular, and I feel um like it definitely. If I had to rate it, I mean, if I had to rate this episode, it's tough to rate, but I would give it an 8.5 out of a 10. Like again, it wasn't the best episode we've ever seen, but it was definitely from a drama, not a lot of action, not a lot of sci-fi, not a lot of comedy. From that aspect, and that's not to say there wasn't comedy in it or sci-fi in it, but it wasn't like heavily predicated on that like a lot of Star Trek episodes are. It was more like a drama, and I really liked it. So yeah, eight and a half out of a 10, which I think is a pretty good rating actually. And that's gonna be it, guys. Hope you have a great day. May the force be with you, and God bless and live long and prosper.